Okay, so in this video, what I'm going to do is kind of go over how gyms are adding 5, 10, 20, even $30,000 in revenue to their business every single month. And this is really for you if you own one of these types of businesses. Number one is any type of group training studio, whether that's a boot camp style, CrossFit, whatever. Personal trainers. So if you own a personal training studio, this can definitely help you. If you run a health club or any type of big box gym, all of the strategies that I'm going to show you in this video will definitely help you guys out. Now, the reason I probably reached out to you in the first place is for one of two reasons. Either number one, I saw you were running ads currently and I just saw room for improvement. Or number two, I took a look around and I noticed that you weren't doing any type of kind of advertising or promotions for your business. And in that case, you're leaving a ton of money on the table. Now, if you're not familiar with who I am, my name's Dan Martini. I run One Stop Revenue. We're based out of Boston, Massachusetts, by the way, on the East Coast. Now, we've worked with over 200 businesses, all primarily in the health and fitness space. So gyms, spas, health clubs, things like that. And we've spent well over $3 million on advertising for our clients and generated many more millions than that in revenue for those clients. And in this kind of report, I'm going to go over two main things. Number one is what we do to achieve this right here. And number two, some examples. So you can kind of take this back to either yourself or your team and see if you can implement some of this into your business. So before we kind of dive into the nitty gritty, here's kind of the main problem I see when it comes to businesses really not growing at the pace that they want to grow. Number one is most companies, especially gyms, rely on things that are out of their control. So word of mouth, PR, walk-ins, Google searches, things like that. Now, word of mouth, that's completely out of your control. If people talk about you, they talk about you. If they don't, they don't. But you can do referrals, right? So you can always ask for referrals, which is obviously a huge part of how you're going to grow your business. But word of mouth in and of itself, it's not controllable. PR, it really only happens if you do something crazy or you're new to town, right? Walk-ins, again, totally out of your control. Unless you're in like a fantastic location, like in a mall or something, you're not going to get a whole lot of walk-ins. And Google searches, when it comes to Google, it's great when people search for your service. However, when that happens, they are most likely already in the market for something and they know what they want. And if you don't fill that to the T, you're probably going to lose them as a client. But very few people dabble or even spend a lot of time mastering what they can control. And the two big things, especially when it comes to business that you can control, is your social media advertising or just online advertising in general, and emails and text messages. In fact, text messages are probably one of the best ROI things that you can implement into your business right away for a couple of reasons. Number one, you can always land in someone's inbox. It's very rare that you'll land in like a spam folder unless you're doing something wrong. But number two, it has a 98% open rate. So if you're familiar at all with email marketing, when you email people in your list, typically you'll get like a 15, maybe 20% open rate. With a text message, it's 98% open rate. So while the deliverability is high, you're also getting a very, very high open rate, which means your message reaches almost everybody. So text messages are super high ROI. Now, if you're not getting results from social media in any way, it's typically one of these four reasons. So number one, and you might relate to some of these. Number one, you might just not be confident in any particular social media strategy. So do you boost posts? Do you post a lot on social media? Do you do stories, reels? What do you do as a social media strategy to actually turn it into an ROI, right? That's the most important thing. There's no sense in posting a lot or running ads or anything if you don't know if it turns into a return on your investment, if you don't make more money than you spend. Number two is maybe you've tried social media marketing in the past and it just didn't work. Maybe you've ran ads before, you've ran traffic to your website, you've done a few things, and it just didn't really turn into anything. Number three is can't track your ROI. So maybe you've run ads to your website. Maybe you've boosted posts and spent money on Instagram or Facebook or TikTok or whatever, but you just can't track whether or not it actually created more revenue for your business. Number 4 is maybe you have a ton of competition in your area. If you do, I feel you. It is not easy to have a lot of competition in your area, especially when a large franchise comes in or just a large chain where they have a lot of marketing dollars to spend. They can a lot of times just outspend you and get a lot of awareness very, very quickly in your area. If that's the battle that you're fighting, there's definitely ways around that with creative marketing. Now, when it comes to what we do instead and kind of how we're helping locations add that $5, $10, $20, $30,000 in additional revenue, this is what we do. We focus on what we can control. And I call this the pyramid strategy. This is when you kind of layer your marketing so each component supports the next. Now, the foundation of what I recommend our clients to do is social media advertising as the foundation. Now, the main reason is because it's controllable, and you can spend $1 and you know how many people have seen it, how many people have clicked on it, all the stats, right? You can spend $30 a day, $50 a day, $100 a day, whatever it is that you want to spend per day. It's very controllable. Or you can spend $1 a day, right? So it's very, very controllable. And the thing is when you run ads, you're going to get 2 things that happen. Number 1, you're either going to generate a lead, which means you're going to collect someone's name, phone number, email, or you're going to drive a ton of traffic to your social media profile or website. So you can kind of picture your social media profiles as a mini website, but you're going to push people there. And that's going to generate leads as well. So if you don't generate leads on the actual ad itself, when they go to your website or when they go to your profile, they're going to be generate a lead there. So it's super important that your social media profile and your website is optimized for collecting leads. Super, super important, because there's no sense, again, in driving traffic to a website or a profile, and it's not optimized to capture that customer's information in some way, shape, or form. All right, so once you've collected it, that's when emails and texts can come into play, right? So you can text people, you can email people, book appointments, all of that good stuff. And then when they actually come in, that's when you can get referrals, right? So if someone comes in for a trial or a membership or an appointment or something like that, you can always turn that one lead into 2, 3, 4 by getting referrals from them. And then really everything else is at the top here. So Google searches, walk-ins, PR, anything like that. Everything else is at the top here. That's the least of your worries. Right here, it should be the most of your worries. You want to spend most of your marketing time right down here in the advertising world. So what does this actually look like? Well, before I show you, there's a really cool quote I found from Henry Ford, which said, "Stopping advertising to save money is like stopping your watch to save time." He was a huge proponent in advertising his business, and it showed. One of the largest businesses in the world. So what does this actually look like? Let me show you exactly kind of step by step how this all kind of molds together and give you just a better visual of what our process is, at least. So number 1, we want to start with advertising. So here are some of our clients, some of the ads that we've created. The most important thing when it comes to advertising is what your offer is. So there's a few things that matter in advertising: your offer, your target market, the demographics that you're targeting, your ad copy, which is the writing in the ad, also your call to actions. Like, all of those things really matter, but your offer trumps all. So number 1, you want to run ads. I would honestly, personally say 24/7. You never really want to take time off of ads, because that's how you get awareness. That's how you generate leads. That's how you fill your business with new customers. So advertising. So you're either going to generate a lead, which is our number 1 goal, to generate a lead, which is someone's name, phone number, and email address. You want to generate a lead either from the ad, and if they don't become a lead right there, then and there, they're most likely going to go to either your social media profile or your website. Now, I wanted to show you this really quickly because it kind of illustrates the power of social media ads. This right here this is statistics from the past 28 days of a location, a gym that is currently running ads. Okay, so you can kind of see here the amount of people they are reaching: 28,000 people in their area, 11,000 or 12,000 people engaged with their posts, their page, things like that. But this right here is the most important that you want to look at. Link clicks. In the past 28 days, just from running ads, they have got 2,557 link clicks to their website from their Facebook page. Okay, so this is why it's so important that your website is optimized to collect leads, because if you're driving that much traffic to your website, if it's not going to collect the lead or collect someone's information so that you can contact them to book an appointment, then it's a wasted opportunity, right? So super important, optimize your website to collect leads. This is an example, however, of a website or of a location that is not advertising in the past 28 days. You can see here, 1,800 people have been reached, but down here is the most important, which is link clicks. They have sent 4 people to their website in the past 28 days. So I guess my question to you is, would you rather be this person right here or this person right here? If these two locations were competing against each other, who do you think would win, right? That's the question that we really need to ask ourselves. So it's so important to optimize our profile and our website to collect leads. Super important. So long story short, we run ads. They're either going to go become a lead or go to your social media or website, and you're going to generate a ton of leads. So this is just a snapshot of one of our clients, but you're going to get names, phone numbers, email addresses of people in your area. These are all people who, by the way, are opting in, who are claiming a specific offer. Now, just as kind of a side note, I always recommend that a location, for the most part, advertises an offer that costs money, and that the customer or the potential customer knows that the offer costs money. That way, the lead quality is much higher. So you're going to generate a bunch of leads, right? Some will purchase, some will not. But regardless of whether they purchase right then and there or not, you still collect their information first. And that's when you book an appointment. So it's really important to have some type of appointment booking process after they become a lead, so that you can at least book an appointment and get a sale from them, either a trial, a sale, or an appointment from that lead, right? This is how we drive traffic into your business, right? So run ads, generate leads, book appointments, get people through the door, purchase a trial, or make a sale of some kind, right? That's the process. So with that being said, what's the result? So the result is a couple things. Number one, you're going to get consistent leads, appointments, and sales. So the goal here, by running ads as a foundation in that pyramid, is to spend $1 and to get $2 out on the other side. That's the ultimate goal. So if you can kind of picture, some of our clients get, they spend $1, get $3 out. Some of them spend $1, get 50 cents out, right? Or an additional 50 cents, so $1.50 out. But for every dollar you spend, you want to get that dollar back plus some in return. That's the ultimate goal. Number two is you're building an asset. So anyone who doesn't purchase right away gets added to your list, right? Your list is just a database. It's a spreadsheet, kind of like the image I showed you above, and they get added to a list over time. So if you're advertising every day for 1 month, 6 months, a year, 2 years, 5 years, you're going to generate a huge list of contacts in your area. As a general rule of thumb, about 30 to 50% of all leads become a customer in some way, shape, or form quickly within 30 to 60 days. After that, they stay on your list. You remarket to them over time, whether that's emails or text messages, putting new offers in front of them. But the cool part is that you're also generating a sellable asset. So if you have any ambition to sell your business one day, your list is an asset that your business owns. So at any given time, if you have 5,000, 10,000 people on that list, you can send an email or text message or whatever, or you can retarget them on Facebook or Instagram or one of these social media platforms, and you can put new offers in front of them. And they are highly targeted people that were interested in your business in some way, shape, or form. And so the conversion rate of those leads is very, very high. So that's the result that you can kind of expect. So when you have the right offer, an optimized social media profile, an optimized website, the right appointment booking strategy, you have social media as kind of the foundation of your marketing strategy, and then a great sales process. Here are some of the results. Here are some of our clients and what hopefully you might be able to expect as well if you were to ever work with us. This right here is Viking Fitness Center. They're out in Michigan. When we started working with them, they were doing about $8,900 a month in revenue. So $8,900 a month in revenue. It's about $100,000 per year in revenue. Just from implementing this strategy in 2023, they did over $800,000 in revenue. So 8x, 800% increase in revenue by implementing this strategy. But you have to implement it right. Number two is Christina. And by the way, any of these that I'm going to show you here, if you go to our website at any point, you'll be able to watch these interviews with our customers. But this is Christina. She owns a small group personal training studio. She went from zero marketing and not growing at all, totally plateaued, to adding 56 members in less than 4 months. And her members, just to give you kind of an idea, cost between, they spend about $150 to $200 per month in her business. So that's around like $9,000-ish she added in less than 4 months. And she has continued to add members ever since then, ever since this interview that we did. Another one is Charles. He does a group training studio. So he came to us and he had 220 members. And now by the time we did this interview, he had 420 members. So he almost doubled the amount of members that he had by working with this strategy that I mentioned above. Since this interview though, when we did this interview, he had one location and 420 members then. Now he has 3 locations and over 800 members, probably closing in on 900 at this point. So he's a great transformation story that we've been able to kind of help him grow, and it's just been great to see his involvement in his business and his kind of transformation over time. Another one is Lisa Briggs. So she owns a Fit Body Bootcamp location. She came to us with no growth, and she was stuck at about 130 members. And again, her memberships are probably around like the $150, $200 mark. But now she has 2 locations and over 500 members. So she's more than tripled her membership count, and she's opened up a second location now. And that's just getting started. We actually launched her second location about 3-4 months ago, and she already has 150 members in her new location. So these are the kind of examples that I wanted to show you of what this system above that I mentioned can do for you. Now, if you're interested in chatting with myself or someone on my team any further, just scroll to the bottom of this page. You'll see a calendar where you can book a call. Or you could go to our website at onestoprevenue.com and check us out even further. Maybe watch some of those videos or whatever you'd like to do. But if you're looking to grow your business and you want more members and you want strategies that are, have a very high likelihood of working for you, then I would recommend booking a call with us. And what I'll do, if you talk to me on the phone, what we're going to do is we're going to see what the steps are that you need to take to implement something like this into your business. If we can help you get there, we can go over what that looks like as far as pricing and the investment that you'll need to take. But if we can't work with you and we don't think we can help you grow, we'll just be totally transparent with you, because realistically, we want long-term clients that will stick with us for the long haul, right? We don't want someone who is trying to kind of save their business, or if you're just getting started and kind of pre-revenue. Those are very hard businesses for us to work with because you have really nothing yet. You need to do the kind of grunt work to make that happen. Now, if you, on the other hand, would like to just grow your business, let's say you have a business already, maybe you have a small personal training studio, you have 10, 20, 30 clients, something like that, or you have kind of a group training setting where you have 100 members or somewhere around there, and you want to grow and you want to add 100, 200, 300, 400 members, those are the people who we can really help. If that's you, scroll to the bottom, book a call, and we'll see if we can help you out. Hope this was helpful. And if you have any questions, of course, you can always email us as well. Just head to our website and all of our contact info is there. If not, hope this was helpful regardless, and hope to talk to you soon. Take care.